Hello, students. Hope you are doing well. So here we have one of the paraformation question, or you can talk about a parajumbled question. Okay, so in which the direction for the question is what? There are four sentences and which are labeled with the 1, 2, 3, and 4 given below. When properly sequenced, would yield a coherent paragraph. So decide on the proper sequencing of the order of the sentences and key in the sequence of the four numbers as your answer. Well, let's read the sentences. So the sentences which are pointed here, number one, number two, number three, and number four, these are the, uh, you can say that minimal number of the sentences in the parajumbled questions come in CAT exams. So, and these are nothing but also known as the theta based questions. So, um, these questions do not carry any negative marking. And here you would find out the box is given, which means you need to type the means your answer in the box given below. Okay, so that is what the theta based question. So let's read the sentences first. So the first sentence stated, surprisingly often competing claims are put forward. Second sentence stated, Native American societies are sometimes divided over the question of what to do with the human remains they receive from museum authorities. Third, to whom should the restitution be made? And fourth, a further question raised by the issue. Further question. So please note down. So a further question raised by the issue of restitution is the identification of recipients. Okay. So the first sentence, which is stated, surprisingly often competing claims are put forward. So what does this sentence mention? This sentence mentions that there are often, you can say that disagreement or claims related to the issue, isn't it? Related to the issue. Now, which issue we were talking about, right? That's what we need to think of. Second sentence, which is stated, Native American societies are sometimes divided over the question of what to do with the human remains they receive from museum authorities. Now, if you look into this particular sentence, so this sentence um, indicated about Native American societies are sometimes divided over the question, right? Excuse me. Which question? The question of what to do with the human remains they receive from museum authorities, isn't it? Now, this seems like what? That introduces, sorry, this sentence introduces, you can say that the main topic where it is stated about Native American societies, right, having disagreement are sometimes divided. Divided means that called as a disagreement, right? Disagreement. So disagreements about what? Disagreement about what to do with human remains received from museum, isn't it? Now, this can be called as a kind of a introduction one or introductory one, right? Introductory sentence. So, but I'm not sure about it. I'm just pointing it as the introductory sentence. Why? Now, because the first sentence stated about the issue, right? Competing claims are put forward, right? So second sentence stated about what? The it might be a kind of a issue which is stated in option two where it is stated Native American societies are sometimes disagreed over the question, right? That what to do with the human remains they receive from museum authorities. Op- Sentence three stated to whom should the restitution be made? Right? So it indicates that this sentence poses a specific question, isn't it? Specific question. So specific questions related to the main topic, right? That the main topic which talk about in option 2, right? So to whom should the restitution be made? So in that case, if I talk about this sentence, so this sentence wanted to talk about who should receive the restitution. So that can be called as a specific question. Talks about uh, it talks about nothing but a specific question given in option 2. So now, if you look at the sentence 4, which is stated about a further question. So in that case, a further question raised by the issue of restitution is the identification of recipients. So this sentence adds what? This sentence adds another layer. You can say that adds what? Another layer, because it stated further question. So another layer to the discussion by mentioning the need, right? The need to what? Identify, right? Who should receive the restitution, isn't it? A further question raised by the issue of restitution is the identification of recipients. So, in that case, the need to identify who should receive the restitution. So, on the basis of the understanding that we find out in each sentence, so we could consider or we should understand that option 2 or sentence 2 can be the introduces or introducing the main issue. Sentence 2 introduces the main issue, setting the stage for the rest of the paragraph, isn't it? So, in that case, we can say sentence 2 starts with 2, or the sequence starts with 2 and are details about nothing but issue, arts, detail, or you can say that art details about issue, about the issue in that case. So, and then after, if we talk about that, means Native American societies have sometimes disagreed the question what to do with the human remains they receive from museum authorities. So, in that case, that introduces the main issue, setting the stage for the rest of the paragraph. So, that's why we can consider means 2 can be the beginning of the sequence, and our details about the issue we can find out sentence 4 where it is stated a further question raised by the issue of restitution is the identification of nothing but recipients that indicates means um, who should receive the restitution. So in that case we can point out 4 would be the next which is connected to the sequence, isn't it? So in that case, sentence 2 introduces the issue, sentence 4 adds detail about the question of identifying recipient, right? Now, if I look into the next one, sentence 3, to whom should the restitution be made? That is again called as who should uh, means receive the restitution. So sentence 3 directly asks the question related to restitution. We talk about a specific question following from sentence 4, isn't it? So in the discussion, so in that case, we can say 2, 4, 3 would be a proper sequence. So conclude with the configuration, right? Or sorry, conclude with the complications. Sentence 1 highlights what surprisingly often competing claims are put forward, right? So sentence 1 highlights that there are often competing claims, right, which complicate the issue introduces in the previous sentences, right? So in that case, we can say means 2 talks about nothing but the issue, and 4 that indicates nothing but a arts another layer or called as a arts detail about the issue, and 3 that tells about the specific issue, and 1 that could be nothing but called as a um, highlights that there are often competing claims which complicate the issue introduced in the sentences which are known in of 243. So in that case, we can say 2431 is the correct sequence. Combining these sentences in the correct order gives us a coherent paragraph. So in that case, we can write here Two, that introduces the issue. Four, that adds details about the question of identifying recipient. And three, that asks the specific about question about who should receive restitution. And sentence one, that you can say conclude by mentioning the complication. So in that case, we can say 2, 4, 3, 1 would be a proper sequence here, isn't it? I hope you understood this. That's all. Thank you. 2, 4, 3, 1. Okay, that's all. Thank you.